So I've got a little bit of a problem here, and I thought it might be best to just kind of ask and see if I can get a little bit more help from people out there. And I've gone at great length with this one, and it's I guess, the old adage of you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And you're the horse, and the water is financial freedom. And I'm dragging people over to the prospect of financial freedom and saying, like, hey guys, I've been drinking this water. It's fucking delicious. Come have some water, satiate your thirst, and let's make some money together. And I can't get people to do it. And it's not for any lack of like effort. And that's where I guess part of the rub comes in, is that effort and me trying to help people is actually part of what can turn people away. Just me as a classic salesman, if I push a little bit too hard, even if I have someone else's best interest in mind, which I truly do, even if I have their best interest in mind, and I can say, hey, I can see that you're making $300 a month right now, or $300 a week, $500 a week, or $1,000 a week. And one of the biggest problems that you're having in life right now is your finances. You're really struggling financially, and you wish you could have more money. I can help you make an extra $1,000 a week. Would you like to come do it with me? And I have to tell them $1,000 a week. I can't tell them $10,000 a month. I can't tell them $20,000 a month, because this is already the first part of trying to lead a horse to water. That if I tell them $10,000 or $20,000 a month, that there's no way, no how that's true. I did 40,000, maybe 50,000 in sales in the last 35 days, with a take home of about 70% of that. And I have the numbers to prove it. I have everything there. It's a big part of why I'm stepping away from eBay. And I also have the track record. I have made videos twice talking about why I'm leaving eBay. I've explained all the nuance. I've explained all the reasoning behind it and why it's the best financial decision for me. I've gone at length within my videos and said, when you have something that pays you more money in life, that it's best to just go ahead and get rid of the thing that pays you the least. I've walked away from art projects. I've walked away from like DIY projects where I was doing assembly and making money. I've walked away from, I'm walking away from the Vinyl Nation space. And those of you who know me, I've been in that space for about 5 or 6 years now, and I'm liquidating that stuff. And that's good for a couple $100 a week easily. And I'm stepping away from that. And, I'm thinning out the garage just so that I can make space to pursue this. So, I'm at this impasse right now where I want to help people, and I want to help people make more money. And I've kind of figured out a good way, and I don't want to say kind of, I have figured out a good way to do it. I've been doing it for the past 2 years now, and everything's been working just dandy with it. And I can't tell people you'll make several $1,000s a week doing it, because it just sounds like a whole load of bullshit. So, as I was saying, I explained why I'm leaving eBay. I explained the downturn of the Pokemon market and why it was the perfect time to exit that. I've done at-length talks on speculative investing. I've done the weekly news show where, I've spoken at length in an educational fashion. And I think that some of the classic stumbling blocks are there for me. One, that if you if you present something to somebody that sounds too good to be true, that they're not going to want to do it, even when you can prove it, because it just sounds too good to be true. So part of the rub too is that, yes, I do benefit from it, but I mean, name anything that you can do for anyone that where there isn't a little bit of benefit for yourself, whether that benefit be self-satisfaction or that benefit be, a one-to-one down the line. But if I can show you how to make $100,000 a year, and then in turn I get $10,000 off of that, am I really that bad of a person? Is it really that horrible? In my mind's eye, if I can help 100 people make $100,000 a year, which is what I was trying to do with eBay, then what's the issue? So with eBay, it was real simple. It was join me on Patreon, pay me 5, 10, 20 bucks a month, whatever the heck you want to pay me. Pay me 100 bucks a month and get a little bit of one-on-one consulting, and I'll teach you everything I know. And people didn't want to do it. Too good to be true. Even at 10 bucks a month. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll still produce videos and I'll do some private consulting, and we'll see where that goes from there. And people still didn't want to believe it. And I said, okay, well, here, look at my numbers. I'm doing $80,000 this year on eBay. Still didn't want it. Who are these people that are making $800 to $1,200 a month and don't want to spend 20 bucks to speak with an expert who's dominating the space. And I mean, I get it, $80,000. How can you call that dominating? I'm some dude who goes to yard sales and thrift stores and is flipping shit online in a very competitive market. That's dominating. Getting to $80,000 a year as a solo operation. No partner, no warehouse, no nothing. That's max numbers for just some guy with no college education. So people don't want to pay for it. And I said, okay, let's rework the whole freaking business model then. I'm doing conventions now. And I came to it and I said, okay, how can I help people make money? And how can I make a few bucks myself? I said, okay, well, I can teach them how to do this. But if I just give them all the tricks of the trade, then there's going to be no incentive for me because I'm just going to be creating competitors for myself. It's like, well, what if I manufacture the product first? Or what if I have really good wholesale prices on the product, better than what they can get? And then I can take the dealer place from them. And then I can get them set up so that they can go out there and they can have some success. Oh, that's incredibly hot. So I said they can go have some success. And I just teach a handful of people how to do it. And then my benefit is that I wholesale goods and I make a few bucks here and there, and I teach them how to be self-sufficient. So I talk with people about it, and I go to all sorts of different people. And the first stumbling block is, yes, the money sounds too good to be true. So I have to tell people that it's less money than it actually is, or I can't get them on the. I can't even work with them. If I tell them that you can make $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, means nothing. So I tell them, you can make an extra $500, maybe $1,000 a week doing this. And for some of these people, that's 3 times more than what they're making right now. I know some people that are going out selling soaps and candles and handmade jewelry. I watched this couple sell jewelry this last weekend at a booth that I worked. We had 2 booths, both the exact same size, and their booth sold jewelry, husband and wife, who were 70 plus years old each. And they made $800, or no, they made $600 over the course of the weekend. Their booth fee was only $600 because they've been there so long, I believe. My booth cost was $800, and in that same 4-day period, half day Friday, full day Saturday, full day Sunday, half day Monday, I did $8,900 in sales. Okay, you take out the hotel, you take out the travel cost, you take out the booth cost, you take out food cost. You take out all of those factors, and you take out cost of goods at the price that I would sell people goods for. I sell them for 30%. Okay, so you still get 70% on everything you make. With those types of numbers involved, a person would still make over $4,000, and that's in an away show. If you're doing a local show and you don't have a hotel, you're going to make over $5,000. But I can't present this to people, and I've done it. I presented it online, and I show them the numbers. I'm like, hey, if you're interested in making this, what was a side hustle for me where I was making an extra $50,000, $60,000 a year, into a primary hustle where now I'm going to be making $150,000, $125,000 net every single year, just doing these shows. And I tell people, is it work? Yeah, it's work. You're going to go out there. There's going to be some long days over the weekend, but guess what? Sit in a fucking chair, relax, talk with people, have a good time. Go have a drink after the show. And take some of that money. You sit here and you tell me that I talk with people all the time. I just want to be able to raise some extra money and help put my kid through college. Okay, work like 4 months. Just work 4 months and do it. There's an entire college tuition. If you want $40,000 in 4 months, go do it. It's not hard. And then I tell people too, I'm like, I'll come with you. Where are you? Where are you in America? I'll fly out to you. I'll bring everything that you need. We'll get there. We'll buy all the last stuff we need. We'll buy the tables. We'll buy the shelves. We'll buy the fixtures. I'll bring 100% of what you need to go out and sell $5,000, $10,000 over the course of a weekend. I'll show you how to set up your POS. I'll show you how to get a seller's permit. I'll walk you through all of it. It's done. It's turnkey. It's turnkey. And for some people, again, sounds too good to be true. And maybe it's partly my fault because I'm not talking with people who are business people, which is something that I've come to realize here recently. Is that there's a lot of people who pretend to do business, who aren't actually doing business. They're talking like they do business, and you've met people like this before. You've met bullshitters who have this like illusion of grandeur of what they're doing, and they think because they oversee other people, or they think because they go to a place with something that they've made and they present it for sale, like soaps and candles or tumblers or whatever it might be, that they feel like they are a business person. And there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot that goes into actually being a business person, the way that you interact with other people, the way that you present yourself to your customers. Are you actually marketing your brand? Are you promoting your brand? Are you creating a back-end website? Are you doing any paid promotions? Do you have a customer base that's loyal to you, that's following you, that's watching and seeing what you're doing? There's a lot that goes, I could go on and on about that one. So yeah, that's part of the problem I'm having. And even when I was talking with somebody yesterday and earlier in the week, the topic of my age got brought up. And it's very casual, somebody was talking about how old they are. I'm like, you can't even guess how old I am. And the person, I heard twice, I heard 28. And I know it sounds like I'm throwing an excuse out there, but it is part of society to have less trust for younger people when they present ideas and business plans to you. It's crazy to me to think that I'm almost 40 and that my age may still play a factor in my ability to sell to people. And I make it a small factor. I'm not trying to put it out there and make it the whole thing, but at the same time, I feel like I shouldn't have to take a fucking Zig Ziglar course on how to be a successful salesman when the opportunity that I'm fucking selling people is financial freedom. Like, I don't get that. Like, why is it that I have to learn how to be a master speaker when I am offering you what is best for you? Most people, I guess, I figured it out. Most people don't want what's best for them. That's the tricky part. People want what they want. And I mean that in the sense of what's best for people is exercising 5 days a week and eating 3 healthy squares and spending good time with their family and having meaningful relationships and doing things that bring happiness and increase quality of life. Most people aren't doing that. Most people aren't doing what's best for them. So I guess it would make sense that when I present to people what's best for them, that they're not going to be interested in doing it. And I guess that's why I would have to be a salesperson, because salespeople sell people on what it is that they want. You can't convince you, and that, okay, I guess that's another part of it too, is just changing habits. You can't make somebody do something. You can't make somebody do something that they don't want to do, even if it's in their best interest. It's like trying to make an alcoholic stop drinking. Like, it's in their best interest to stop drinking. They may even know it too, but that's not going to change the fact of whether or not they're actually going to do it. So then what does one do? I could show you how to make $10,000 next month. How does one sales pitch that? How does one present it to a customer in a way that's meaningful? I mean, there's the classic way of doing it, and we used to do this with kids back in the day. I used to do newspaper sales, and we used to hire people to go out and sell newspaper subscriptions. And I still remember my sales pitch. You'll be helping me out. You'll be helping Valley Children's Hospital out. Let me ask. You read the Sunday paper from time to time. The coupons are in there. The coupons, the ads. It pays for itself. If anything, I'm helping you make money right now. You can get the entire week for about the same price that it costs you to get the Sunday. Sunday's $1.50. I'll give you the whole week. Give me 24 cents more than that. Okay, we'll do $1.74. It'll get you the whole week. Get you set up for the month. Best part is I don't even need any cash right now. It was a really simple 2-step close. We were selling them on the idea that they can make more money for themselves, value-added proposition. How do you do that with somebody going out? Maybe it's a fear. Maybe there's a genuine fear of failure. But you can't help people overcome that either, because that's an internal thing. So do you talk with people about what their life would be like with more money? The classic salesman. It sounds like very like pyramid schemey. What would your life be like if you had an extra $20,000 in your bank account right now? It'd be exactly the fucking same, because you would spend it all. You just squander it just as quickly as you got it. Most people don't have. This is what's shocking to me. Most people don't have enough money in the bank to weather a storm for one month without tapping into a line of credit. These people are running so thin right now. So I present to people, and you have a couple of options here. I talk with these people, and the most common thing I hear is, what is the minimum to get started? What is the least that I should do to get started? And where are these people that are saying, like, how much are you making every month? You're making $10,000 per show. And that's the truth of the matter. I did 11,000, 8,000, and then I did a one-day Disney show, 3,000. Then I did this last one I did for 9,000, and I was also doing eBay on top of that. And I had a show before that $11,000 one. I mean, I'm raking in serious bucks. The more shows I go to, the more money I make. But if I was on the other side and somebody brought me paperwork and they said, yeah, you're not going to believe this, I've got some great inventory, people are selling it, I can't be in every town at once, I'm looking for people like yourself who want to sell in this town, you can make $10,000 a month, I'd say, sign me up on the dotted line. What do you need from me? And then to even curb these apprehensions that people have, I say, if it doesn't work for you, you go out there and you try. You go sell it a couple shows. If it doesn't work for you, I'll buy it all back. You're afraid to do your first show on your own? Okay, cool. I'll fly out to you. I'll do a first show with you. We can do it together. Not a problem. But if it doesn't work, I'll buy it all back. Because if you don't want to sell it, I'll sell it. I'll make more money if I sell it myself. It's a benefit to me to sell it. I'm just trying to help other people out. So I get asked, what is the minimum that I can take? And here's the problem with the minimum. If you take the minimum, you're setting yourself up for failure. And this is the problem. It's not salesman bullshit that I'm trying to sell here, because it sounds like salesman bullshit. If you buy the minimum, what happens? Okay, let's take my pins, for instance. I have this big, gorgeous display of pins. We give you the displays. It's 5 across the top, 5 across the bottom. Each display holds 42 pins. So what is that? 420 pins. And we suggest that you have enough for restocks as well. Even just a little bit of extra restock. 80 extra pieces, making an even 500. In reality, you should probably be taking 600 pieces. Okay, because in your first show, you're going to sell over 200 pieces. I sell 200 to 300. This last one, I did 350 pieces at one show. They move quickly. People liked pins at that show. It's like lava. So, you should probably take 600 pieces. And that's a key product offering. Of that, you're going to double your money on everything you sell. So if you sell 200, you're almost break even on that investment. By the time you sell 300, you're going to be break even. Depending on the price points you choose to do. You can raise the price. You can offer no promo pricing. However the heck you want to do it. You can shift some units. 200 can get you break even. 300 will guarantee that you're going to break even. Okay. Some of the pins are cheaper than others, so you'll get there a little bit faster. And that's by design. We also offer these keychains. Same margins on the keychains as well. Actually, bigger margins. You make an extra 10 or 20% on the keychains. Those I sell 200 to 300 a weekend as well. And I know that seems like a preposterous number. I can show you the track records. We've ordered probably about 4,000 or 5,000 pieces at this point. We're placing another order today for another 1,000 units. We're doing wholesale orders everywhere we go. They move great too. And they take up a very small footprint as well. But here's the thing with it. When you have your keychains and you have your pins, I value price it all together. $10 each, 3 for $25. You can mix the keychains with the pins. It might be difficult. Okay, let's say you have a display that only has the minimum. You have 50 pins. A customer looks at that, looks at the 50 pins. They don't like anything there. Why not? Let's call it 40. They look at the 40 pins. They like nothing there. Now you look at the seller who has 400 pins. They scan it. They find one that they like. Okay, so I have 10 times the chance of converting a customer with 400 pins there. They find one that they like. Now we have the pricing model set up. Buy 1 for $10, buy 3 for $25. That's a pretty good offer. Maybe I'll look and see if I can find 2 more pins that I like. Okay, well, the consumer says, you know what, I can't really find anything else I like, so I'll maybe just take the one. Or I found one more, but they're hesitant because they feel like they might be leaving the value on the table. And you say, hey, I'll tell you what, you can actually mix and match with any of our other $10 items. Oh, really? How many times do I? Oh, really? I can what? I can with those two? And I'm like, yes, you can, because no one else is fucking doing this right now. No one is selling the way that I'm selling at these shows, and I don't understand it. It makes perfect sense to me to do it this way. So they go over and they start looking through the keychains, and guess what? I've got 400 different keychains as well. You can't find what you're looking for there? Mix and match it with any of our $10 squishies. Mix and match it with any of our $10 plush. Mix and match it with any. We have these liquid keychains as well. We have fabric keychains. We have liquid keychains. We got car clip-on keychains. Any of our $10 items, mix and match. Because how much am I really giving them? I'm giving them $1.33 off, $8 or $1.66 off. I'm getting $8.33 per item, and I'm wholesaling these items for $3 each. You're still doubling your money. Some of them are $2.50 each. You're making more than double. You're making over triple your money, and that's a discount. You're making 4 times your money at full pop. We get plenty of people who come by and they say, I'm just going to get the one for today. Okay. And now here's the thing. This is why the training is so important. What do you do when that person comes and buys one from you? Okay. You hit them with the pitch. You say, hey, are you sure? You can get any other pins, any other keychains. The next two, it's only $15 for the next two. And in their mind, now they're doing math differently. They originally got one for 10. It's like, oh, I can get 2 more for 15. And now they're thinking about it differently. And then they go back and they look again. And you're trying to get your average ticket price up. This last weekend, my average ticket price was $41. That wasn't by accident. That's because I'm a salesman. And I'm a classic salesman when it comes from me, business owner, directly to consumer. I am shit when it comes with dealing with you. When it comes to dealing with business to business, I can't figure it out. Business to consumer, you won't find better. Person comes up with 2. Are you sure you don't want to get one more? It's only $5 for one more. And you're thinking, like, why would you sell one at $5? Because you're only going to be making what, you're selling it to them. Yeah, you convert it over. The wholesale price on it's $3. You sell it to them for $5. You're still going to be making $2 on it, okay? It's worth it to sell it to the consumer then, because there's a chance that you may never see this consumer again. They may never, ever come to an event again, ever, and work with you. Or they may never come back to your booth again. So why not take the $2 and shove it in your pocket? Those $2 makes a big difference. Okay, and you might be currying favor with the consumer. If you have a point of action business card or something, you may be converting them to your website later because they get the additional feeling of a perceived value that you've given them. And lastly, they say, no, I'm just going to be fine with the one today. And they hit you with that objection. Hey, not a problem. Let me get you rung up. Just so you know, if you decide you want to come back at any point during the rest of the show, come on back through. We'll still go in and give you the next 2 for 15. I'm just going to get the 2 today. Hey, just so you know, if you come back at any point, we'll go in and give you the next one for $5 still. We're going to be here till Monday at 2, Sunday at 6, Saturday at 5, whenever the show closes. And you give them that time prompt. And now they got a sense of urgency. They got an opportunity on the fucking table. When I was working on Monday, my repeat customers were through the roof. Sunday, my repeat customers were through the roof. And here's another thing you do for them. The customers who buy more than 3, what do you tell those people? Okay, well, if you buy more than 3, it's only $8 each after that. Really? You'll do them for $8 each after that? And people are thrilled because they're not paying $8.33, which they didn't do the math anyways. They didn't know how much they were spending. But you don't want to peg people down to 3 units. When you see them shopping, you tell them, if you get more than 3, we'll just do $8 each for you. You still get the same deal. Oh, really? And they're thrilled about it. They love it. So when they buy their 3 units and they step away from the booth, what do you tell them? You say, hey, just so you know, if you come back anytime today or before the show ends, just let me know you bought something, and we'll still do $8 each for you on any of our $10 items. If you need a deal on something else too, just let me know. Because what's going to happen is they're going to walk that floor. They're going to be buying a gift for Timmy, Kimmy, Poindexter, Billy, Mama, Dad, Aunt, Uncle, and they get all the way back through. Uncle Gunther, they forgot to buy something for. Well, where are we going to go? We're going to go to the guy who's offering the deals to us, that gave us a great deal to begin with, gave us great customer service and hospitality, and guess what? We still have a deal sitting on the table. That's a limited fucking time offer, so we're going to come back and get it. There's a lot of psychology that goes into being a successful seller at these booths, and that is just the tiniest bit of icing on the cake on how to succeed in that space. The tiniest bit. But it works so well. But everything is engineered. The signage, the displays, the arrangement of the booth, it's all engineered. Every bit of it. I see horrible booths all the time. They look ugly, they look disorganized, people don't know what it is that they're doing at all. And I just want to help these people and they don't want my help. And here's the other thing that I had a talk with one of the owners over at TNT. We opened up a booth the other day inside of Fresno. And if you're interested in doing it, here's my salesman pitch. You ready for it? Okay. If you're interested in opening a booth in your own town, say, I don't want to do conventions, Jay. I'm intimidated by people. So you want to open up a booth in a town, we'll send you everything that you need. You set up your booth, you pay your booth fees, and guess what? You collect your revenue. Well, I don't know if people are going to buy stuff from my booth. Well, you know what? They might not. Okay. But you go in there and you do what I do. You do a little bit of research first. What type of traffic does this place get? Does it get busy on weekends? Do you guys host events out front? Okay. What are the average sellers doing with this type of inventory? What kind of revenue can I expect to generate? So I set up my booth. Cost me $150 a month plus 15%. Before I even walked out the building, I had sold $125 worth of stuff. I hadn't even left yet. And they offered to merchandise the booth for me too, which means I don't even have to go through and do restocks. They're going to put restocks back in there for me while I'm gone. Okay, I can't ask for a better deal. So what you do is you set up your booth and let it make money for you and let it generate revenue, and then you go set up another booth. Okay, but while I was there, what was I talking about just now? No idea at all. We talked about a lot of great stuff. We talked about business people who are pretending to be business people, and we talked about people who have the opportunity for a lot more success and a lot more growth, and they just simply they don't want to do it. It's confusing because you have some people who are going out there and they're selling nonsense items, and they're saying that they're doing it because it's something that they enjoy. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because if you're doing it because you enjoy it, then why do you care about, like, why are you charging more than what it costs? If it's just for the enjoyment. And we see a lot of people that turn a hobby into a hustle. And this happened a lot, and you mentioned it too, it happened a lot over the pandemic. People are turning hobbies into hustles, and they're taking things that they love to do. Like, I love doing art. And it's like, then why are you selling your art? Okay. I love making these tumblers and giving them out to friends and family. Then why are you selling them at shows? Okay. If you love doing this, then do it for free. Okay, don't charge a markup on it. Just give them away. If you really want to continue to do your hobby, guess what you could do? You could go sell my stuff, and now you'll make $10,000 a weekend, and maybe okay, let's make it reasonable. You'll make $500 to $1,000 more every week. Okay, $2,000 on a good weekend, even though it's double that. Okay, you go make that money, and then guess what? You have $2,000 now, maybe $8,000 in a month. It's actually $20,000. You make $8,000 in a month, and now guess what? You can make as many cups as you want to make. You can make all the soap you want to make. You can make all the candles you want to make, and you know what you do with them? You give them away. You give them to people, and you say, "I love scented soy candles so much that you bought a $10 keychain from me. Here's a $15 candle. I just want to share something that I love with you." If it's a true act of selflessness and you really want to share it with the world, then you just give it away. Okay? That's another thing I love about this job. And this is not something don't say anything nice to me in the comments, because I don't care. We give away tons of stuffed animals and toys to kids all the time. I can't stand seeing a kid. You want a free toy from me? You bring your crying child up and you tell him no. Your kid's leaving with a toy. I don't care. Here's the other thing too. You want to work with me? You want to do a convention? And you message me after, like, "Jay, we had a crying kid. We had to comp out a toy. I'll give you a free one on your next order. I'll throw in a freebie. You gave out a $15, a bunny? Okay, boom, here's a free one. We're going to give them away. No crying kids. No, again, don't comment on it. I don't care. I don't want anyone's praise. That's not why I'm doing it, okay? But what I'm saying is that there's so many great reasons to be doing this. If you want to help the world and you want to be a good person, I'll tell you, If your pockets are stuffed with cash, overloading, like I've got a burlap sack with a dollar sign on the side of it I've got to take to the bank. If you have that much money, guess what? You can do a hell of a lot of good for people. You can give people a hell of a lot of help. Do you think it's easy to be in a position right now to where I can set up new people to get started? Do you have any idea how much inventory I need to hold? If I have 3 people that want to start this week, I've got to have 1,200 to 1,800 pins packaged. I've got to have 30 display racks ready. I've got to have 2,000 keychains. I've got to have 2,000 pieces of plush. Guess what? I've got it all. I've got it all. I bought it all with the idea in mind that I'm going to be able to help more people. So I guess you're wondering, Jay, is it working yet? Is it actually happening? Yes and no. Okay. I can't get people who want to do conventions. My booth is working. We are set up in 1, 2, 3 stores in Fresno. We're set up in a store in Reno. We're set up in a store in Vegas. We have small time presence in Florida. We have small time presence in, I can't remember where Andy lives, but Andy's probably making way too much money to even slow down and watch this video. But I told her I'm going to fly out there. I'm going to get her boutique set up. She has an amazing boutique. Amazing. And these items would complement it so well. But again, I can't twist anyone's wrist on it. It's like, yeah, come here, let me make you $20,000, fucking get them, But it doesn't work that way. You have to speak softly with these people because they're not business people, and that's something that I'm learning. These people aren't business people, and I'm not some fucking mega business person myself. I'm a very chill. I mean, I'm here in a t-shirt. I've got an Ariana Grande record on the wall, and I've got a failed push-up count on my dry erase board. Okay, I'm just some regular dude. But I feel like I figured something out here. That's how I can tell this video is too long. My coffee is drinkable now. I have a contract here on my table for another event. I've got contracts here for the last events that I booked up. We're doing events. Originally, I was only going to do 10 a year. And then I decided, you know what, I think I'm going to do 20 a year. And now I'm going to be traveling to Phoenix, and I just left San Francisco, I just left LA, and now I'm going everywhere because why not? Why not? This is the easiest money I've ever made, to the point where I'm closing my eBay. Most, like a third of my store is 50% off, another third is 45% off, another third is 40% off. And every month those percentages are going up 5% every month until everything's gone. Till it's all gone. And even if that just means that I'm breaking even on it, because guess what? I need the garage space. I can't afford to not have that space right now. So it all has to go, because I have 400 pounds of keychains and 1,000 pounds of stuffed animals coming in. Got to make the space. Got to make it work. So this is my sales pitch. This is all the nuance. This is every little bit that you need. But I'm not going to convince people of what's best for them. I'm not going to do it because it's taken away from what's best for me. And I've said this before, and I feel like it's never been more fitting now. You can lead a horse to water, and the classic saying goes, but you can't make it drink. Well, we've got a whole nother problem. Okay, I can lead you to water. And then I'm going to have to explain to you what water is. I'm going to have to explain to you the concept of drinking water. I'm going to have to explain to you the consequences of not drinking water. I'm going to have to do all of this. And here's the other part too that's crazy to me. I'm watching people get poorer and poorer. I'm seeing the job reports go up, which means more people are entering traditional work again than ever before. The numbers were through the roof this month around. I'm seeing, the length at which people are staying at their jobs. That's going up as well. I'm seeing the average amount of savings for an individual, and these are numbers from the banks, is at an all-time low. Levels of debt are at an all-time high. I'm seeing all of this happening, and I'm still seeing people go out there and spend like crazy on one end, but not willing to work on the other end. And here's the thing, too. There's no such thing as market saturation. I could have 2 identical booths at the same show, both booths are going to produce the same amount of money. Good money. So, and you might be thinking, well, how many shows are there really? It's probably about, 20,000 shows a year. conservatively. I mean, they're happening all over the place. Today alone, I mean, it's Saturday. I know there's a toy show going on in San Jose. I know there's probably at least half a dozen different shows going on in LA. And you might say, like, well, I'm not in those towns. Well, you don't have to be. I do most of my money in Bakersfield. What is Bakersfield to you? Okay, I do a lot of money in Fresno as well. Fresno, what is it? It's the gang capital of California. It is the lowest level of education, tied with Compton in America, or in California at least. It is the number one state or city when it comes to places that a woman would not be willing to travel to meet a millionaire to be able to date him. It is one of the drug capitals of the world, known for, and like I said, our gangs, Bloods, Crips, TRGs, Bulldogs, MS-13, all have Hell's Angels, all established heavily there, and I can still go to a show and yank out $10,000. It's a nothing town too. It's a nothing town. That's where I set up my booth. But if you're within an hour of a key market, or if you're in a town that has at least 500,000 people, including suburbs, your town puts on shows. Comic-Cons, Collecticons, themed shows, whatever it might be. I could go to a freaking reptile show. I could go to a wedding show, and I could sell at least $1,000 at a wedding show. Mark my word. I easily go to it. I'll set up a toy store. That's why I tell people, I go to any store anywhere and I set up a toy store. I have fun with kids. We bring a lot of stuffed animals. We bring a lot of squishies. We bring croc charms. We bring all this stuff. We just want to have fun with people. So, what's the minimum? It's exactly what I tell you it is. Because here's the thing. If I sell you less than that, if I give you half as much, you're half as likely to succeed. That's the problem. And if I'm actually out here trying to help you and help you succeed, you've got to take what I'm trying to sell you, because it works, and I have all the numbers to back it up. So I'll fly to your town. I'll fly to your town. I'll bring all the inventory. You're going to book the show. You're going to get your seller's permit, and we're going to set up and we're going to sell. And we'll sell for 2 to 3 days. With the POS set up and everything. And you're going to make back all of your investment in your first show. All of it. And then you're going to pay for my hotel and my travel. Okay? When you make it back. Not before, but once you make it back. And then, you know what? I'll tell you what. You do it within the next 30 days, you book with me, I'll pay my own hotel and airfare. No problem. Okay? We'll make you all your money back within the first show. And then you're going to make another order because you're going to need more inventory. And then you stay on board with me as an event vendor, and then I'll show you how to make $100,000 a year. Plain and simple. And then you're going to be one of 100. And that's it. That is it. 100 people. That's all I can manage. And I will be your back-end support. You see a new item you like and you want to carry it? Okay, let's talk about it. Let's discuss why I think it's good. Let's discuss why I think it's bad. And then let's find you the best price anywhere in the world on that item. And then let's connect the dots for you on that. Let's get you rich. Yeah. Let's do it. And then you work with me. We make you a lot of money. But that's all I can do. This is a leaded pink macaroon that I got in a trade. I love getting trades too. That's another fun thing about the show. Is I'll go in there and I'll see stuff that I like. I picked up so much artwork, toys, plush. I got this really cool, is it even up here? I don't even know where I put it. Gelatinous cube plush. So cool. Look it up online. It's like a cube and it has like glow in the dark bones you stuff into it. Right? That's one of the things I enjoy about the show, so that I get to do trades with other vendors. It's a lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun. So, not to be forgotten, you are going to enjoy yourself. And if you're not, then it's not for you, obviously. So, that's it. I guess I've been ranting here for an hour. I really wanted to get a lot of this off of my chest. So, more fitting than ever. If you don't make that money, someone else will. I really do mean that. As far as Bolorama, for those of you who are curious, it's pretty much dead at this point. Yeah. And the whole goal of Bolorama was to help other people make money through the art of reselling. And I'll tell you, And if we could have just kept that momentum going, if we just had one more eBay open, we could have kept growing our Patreon numbers, if there wasn't a mutiny amongst administration, people trying to steal my page, a lot of little things happened. And then also, obviously, the downturn of the resale market, which is, a catastrophe that is unavoidable. If you don't know what I'm talking, go back and watch those last videos. But, yeah, Bolorama's pretty much done. And coming in its place is going to be convention mer.ch, convention merch, the dot between the R and the C. It's going to be our new website. It's built, it's launched, but it's not built yet. So we're looking for a special website maker who can take my vision, turn it into reality. If you want to do it, I'll give you like $2,000-$3,000. We've got a good budget for it. It just needs to be amazing. So yeah, that's the next step. And for the first time ever in my life, I can sit here and I can confidently say, I am now on track to be a millionaire. And I was never before. Never. I was doing okay. I was on track for success. But it was slow. I wouldn't have seen it until I was 65. I'm on a 3-year plan right now. Yeah. Come with me for the ride. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to twist your wrist. If you want to come with, you know how to find me. We'll put something, how about here? That's how you find me. Thanks. Talk to you guys later.